Before this video begins, we should all pay our respects to Carrie Fisher. She died today on December 27, 2016, at the age of 60 due to heart attack. Carrie Fisher, I just want to thank you for everything you've done for us in the movie industry, providing us with an iconic character from a very iconic franchise. And thank you for providing great entertainment for us moviegoers in the movie industry. And thank you for everything you've done. May the Force be with you. Thank you. What is going on, guys? I'm your host, Beau. Welcome back to Movie Stalkers, and here we are, folks. 2016 is pretty much done. No other movies are coming out this year, and before we go into 2017, we gotta do the top 10 list. And we're gonna start off with the bad films that came out this year. We're doing the top 10 worst movies of 2016. Movies that I personally believe weren't that great, and movies that I think that were pretty bad. And 2016, as I mentioned, was a mixed bag. There were good movies, and then there was the bad movies. And today, we're going to talk about the bad ones. So just sit down, grab your popcorn and all that, as I mark down the top 10 worst movies of 2016. This is going to hurt. Number 10 is Jason Bourne, and I know that I have mentioned a couple times on this channel that I did like Jason Bourne, but after thinking about it and just going back and watching some of the other Bourne movies. Now, I did mention, I did mention to you guys, I did get the Bourne trilogy on my Christmas haul video. I'll grab it right here as I show you. I did get the Bourne trilogy for Christmas. I did get it, and you know, so far it's been pretty good. I have been liking it. I have seen the last one, the Bourne Ultimatum, and I really like that one. And I just like the suspense and thriller aspect that Jason Bourne, the character, has. But with the new movie Jason Bourne, it just fell short. The first act wasn't all that great in my opinion, and it just gets very, very slow at some points, and I just didn't really like it all that much. Now, again, I love the third act. I've been saying that for a long time. I really love the third act of this film, but it just fell short for me, and it's not bad. It's just a major letdown for me, and yeah. I don't know. Just didn't really like it. Sorry. Number 9 is Warcraft. Video game movies have been bad. We've had Super Mario Brothers, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Hitman, Agent 47. We've had so many bad video game movies. And I thought that Warcraft would be a change of pace for video game movies, to show us that video games can be more than just video games. They can be films as well. Now, unfortunately, Warcraft, another stinker, but it's not as bad as the other video game movies. In fact, I will say it's probably the best video game movie we'll ever get, and that's not saying much. The story is okay. You don't know any of these characters' names. I can't remember a single character's name in this movie at all, except one character, which was Duraton, but that was the only character that I actually liked. Everybody else, I don't remember, because this movie is for hardcore Warcraft fans, and that should not be a case with this movie. It should be, you know, influenced by a video game. It should have some video game Easter eggs and such, but the whole movie should not be hardcore video game influence. There should be moments where you understand the characters, heck, even know the characters' names, and can just put out a good movie altogether. And Warcraft was just another bad video game movie, but not terrible. It's definitely the best video game movie out there, but that's not saying much for it. Coming in at number 8 is the Angry Birds movie. The Angry Birds movie, in my opinion, is the most forgettable movie in 2016. Again, it's another video game turned into movie, and the reason why I think it's just a little bit better than Warcraft is because the animation in it was okay, but it's just super forgettable. The characters are super forgettable. The voice acting was average. It wasn't even that great at all. And it's just bland. There's nothing there that's interesting. Nothing there that gets me hooked. It's just very boring and very dull. I just didn't like it at all. And I don't know. I cannot recommend watching it at all, guys. Don't watch the Angry Birds movie. It's just super boring and super forgettable. Enough said. Coming in at number 7 is Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice. Now, let me specify what I'm saying here. I'm here to talk about the theatrical cut of the movie, not the extended cut. Not the Ultimate Edition. We're not here to talk about the Ultimate Edition. I think the Ultimate Edition's not bad at all. I think there's actually some good things to be said about the Ultimate Edition. But Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice is a huge letdown in the theatrical cut. It's a major disappointment. The characters and the story are all over the place. There's no good setup for most of these characters, and they're just cramming in so much stuff that it just doesn't work. And for a movie called Batman vs. Superman, that's not even the main focus in this movie. In the theatrical cut, the main focus is just getting the Justice League together. That's mainly what this movie's all about. It's a Justice League prequel, and the fact that they put the label Batman vs. Superman on it and not showing us enough of Batman vs. Superman is a huge slap to the face to the audience, and I just did not like this theatrical cut at all. It's very disappointing, and I'm hoping with Justice League they do better, so cross my fingers on Justice League. We'll see how it goes. Number 6 is XMen Apocalypse. I really wanted to like XMen Apocalypse. I really did, guys. I really wanted to like it. And I just was very surprised that this movie did not do good. Now, of course I knew it wasn't going to be as great as X-Men Days of Future Past, because that to me is the best X-Men movie you'll ever see. But X-Men Apocalypse just fell apart. The story was okay, but the biggest complaint that I have about X-Men Apocalypse is that they took a villain from the X-Men comics that has the same level of power as Thanos, and he is small. The villain just is not even all that powerful if you look at it. I mean, sure, he's supposed to be powerful, but you don't see his powers to his full potential in X-Men Apocalypse. Also, there's nothing memorable about this movie. Nothing at all except the Quicksilver scene. That is it. I don't remember anything else from this. I'm sorry, I mean Quicksilver and the Wolverine scene. That is it. Everything else, completely forgettable. You will forget about the villain Apocalypse. You'll forget about Angel. You'll forget about everybody. Okay? Jennifer Lawrence should not have been the main lead for this movie. That was wrong. I felt like they should have had someone else for the front runner. Jennifer Lawrence, I'm not here to hate you, but you should have been like a side character, not a main lead. But just a disappointment overall, and hopefully with Logan, cross my fingers, that one was a great movie. So you better fix it. Fix it, okay? Wasn't happy with you this year. Now we're at the top 5. What's at number 5? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. Just a bland sequel. Super bland. There is nothing redeemable about this movie at all. And it's honestly a sequel that we knew was going to happen, but something that we didn't want to see happen. I honestly did not want to see a sequel to Ninja Turtles, because I thought the first one from 2014 was actually decent. I thought it was a decent movie, and I thought they could have done stuff better, but I thought it was an overall good movie. And with this one, they threw in so much that it's just too much for this one movie. They threw in Bebop, Rocksteady, Krang, Casey Jones, a new Shredder, too many cooks in the kitchen, and none of them get a good amount of screen time. Oh, also Baxter Stockman as well. They threw in way too many characters. Way too many characters for this movie, and none of the characters work. None of them get proper screen time, and it just falls apart. And I just cannot recommend you guys watching this movie. If you're a hardcore Ninja Turtles fan, you might like this movie, but I thought this movie was just dumb. Number 4 is Ride Along 2. Who the heck wanted a sequel to Ride Along? I mean, really, this is the one movie this year that I can look at and say, nobody wanted a sequel to this. I mean, nobody. The first one, according to Rotten Tomatoes and from audience, wasn't that good, and everybody did not like it. And they brought another one? Why? I mean, yes, it made money, but why does it exist? The comedy sucks. The plot sucks. The only thing I liked about it was Kevin Hart, I guess. But I don't know why this movie exists. It's pointless. No movie this year has shown me wasted potential than my number 3, and that is Independence Day Resurgence. It is also the one movie review that I did this year that I absolutely regret doing. Because when I came out of Independence Day Resurgence, I will admit, I was having a great day, and when I saw the movie, I wasn't focused enough of like giving you a proper review. When I gave Independence Day an 8 out of 10. I regret doing that, honestly. I regret doing that so much, because when I went back to watch it, it stunk. It was stupid. The plot is stupid. The acting is terrible. And this movie definitely needed Will Smith. It needed Will Smith so much to be a good movie. And it's just such wasted potential. Nowhere should there be an Independence Day 3. It waited way too long as well. And this is what happens when you wait too long. The movie just gets stale, and you will produce a bad movie, which is what this was. Yeah, I don't think we need any more saving up the world Independence Day. You've done your job. Rest in peace. Yeah. Liam Hemsworth, just no. Just no. Number 2, Assassin's Creed. Oh my god, I hate this movie so much. I hate it. The characters are boring. The story is boring. The transitions that they do in this movie, like they do like 5 years later, or there's a fight going on, and then all of a sudden they do a cut where they have to go to a person talking. Like, it's not even complete fight scenes they have in this movie. Hate those so much in this movie. Hate them so much. The acting is bad. Like, you have Michael Fassbender, Jeremy Irons. Great cast of people. None of them did a good job. In fact, the box office for this movie is bad. This movie had a $200 million budget, and it has made over $37 million. Yeah. This movie is a bombshell. It was a bad movie, a bomb at the box office. Heck, even my theater here at Regal Cinemas is not even showing it anymore. Only for 3 days it showed Assassin's Creed. That is bad. And that's what happens when you release this movie during the week of Rogue One. You get a bombshell. Max Steel. Where do I start with this movie? Oh, I know. Let's start with the characters. They sucked. Let's start with the story. It sucked. Let's start with the visuals. It sucked. Let's start with the suit. It looks like Iron Man. If done terribly. The acting sucked. The premise sucked. The environment sucked. Everything about this movie sucked. Hate this movie so much. It is... When it came out of the showing, I knew that this was going to be the worst movie of 2016. It was a box office bomb, has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I hated this movie. It was just nothing I like about this movie. It has terrible performances, transitions for like scenes that don't work properly, and honestly speaking, there are scenes in this movie that could have been better if it was put in a certain act, but it didn't. They put it in like this weird area in the movie. It just doesn't work. The whole movie sucks. Do not watch this movie. That is the worst movie of 2016. It just sucks. That's it. It just sucks. So those are the top 10 worst movies of 2016. Not great. None of these movies are great. Jason Bourne, I could be nicer towards because there were some good parts in it, but it has its flaws. And yeah, don't watch any of these movies. Not great. And yeah, don't watch these movies at all. They're just bad movies. And that is pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys let me know your thoughts. Do you guys disagree or agree with my list? And what are your top 10 worst movies of 2016? And our next video, the top 10 best movies of 2016. Definitely looking forward to that. And that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, as we end these videos, Beau out. See you next time. Peace.